My name is Jamie Swim, and I'm with the Midland College Press. And here I have with us is Jay Leno.
Hello.
Thank you for visiting us.
Well, thanks for having me.
Okay, so what did you think about the car show today? Did you see any good cars?
Yeah, it was fun. I'm a car guy, so when I go to town, there's always some kind of little car community, and that's nice. It's kind of low-key thing. People just show up. It's nothing fancy with trophies and all this nonsense. Just people bring their old cars and sit around and tell lies. And it's
right. There are a lot of cool cars out there.
Very much so.
Very nice people. And when you're on your tour, do you ever make time to browse at cars around the areas that you go to?
That's really all I do. That's really all I do. Yes, yeah, that's what. Well, you don't really get a chance to do it because usually you're in a hotel out on the interstate somewhere, and you could rent a car, but then you only got a couple of hours, so you don't really get a chance to do a whole lot. I mean, this is kind of a different city every day, so you just kind of go in through the back door and they shine a light in your eye and you tell a joke and you come off stage and people go, "How was it?" I go, "I don't know. I was only there for a couple of hours."
Do you have any advice for future generations going into the entertainment field, like music, comedy, acting, anything like that?
Well, I mean, the best advice I think is to, I find people really like to help young people in show business. If there's somebody in show business you like or you admire, you write them a letter. Don't send them an email. Don't send them a tweet. And give it to them in person.
Right.
When you make eye contact with someone, it really, because they go, "Oh, this person's obviously not crazy. They seem okay. If you're nicely dressed, whatever." Like I get people all the time. I live in Cleveland. I want to be in show business, but I don't want to leave Cleveland. Well, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Okay, but if someone drove from Cleveland to L.A. and they wanted to talk to me, well, I'd probably give them some time. Just, wow, this kid came all the way. Wow, they made an effort. They're nicely dressed. They seem normal. They're not a crazy person. Sure, yeah, I think that's the real key. All that sort of basic communication. A lot of this generation kind of communicates with tweets and emails and sending things back and forth. But there's really nothing like looking someone in the eye or shaking their hand and just making that human contact, because it does make a connection. I mean, a lot of times I meet young comics and I go, "Well, that guy was like me when I was starting out, kind of screwed up, has no idea what he's doing." So you try to help him along a little bit. So that would be sort of the best advice. Find somebody in the field that you're going into that you admire, write them a letter, ask them for advice. Some people may ignore you, but you'd be surprised, because most people really do like to help the next generation coming up, because they do. They see themselves, or they remember. When I started, Steve Martin was very helpful to me. Johnny Carson was very helpful to me, and so okay. I mean, I remember telling Johnny Carson, "Hey, there's this new female comedian, Ellen DeGeneres. You got to go see her." We brought Johnny down to see Ellen, and she became a big star. So you just keep passing it along.
Right. And what is the best advice that you've ever received?
Best advice I've ever received. I don't know. I'm dyslexic, so my mother used to tell me, you're going to have to work twice as hard as the other kids just to get the same thing.
Right.
And that always worked for me. If I worked just a little bit harder, I seem to do a little bit better. I would look around and see people kind of getting high and drunk or whatever it is, and I would go, "Okay, let me go work on this." Oh, and I would get the thing, and they didn't. And I thought, all right, that sort of made sense to me. So
Right.
that was probably the best.
Is there anything that you haven't done that you would like to accomplish?
No, I'm trying to get out of stuff at this point. No, I'm not one of those people that sets all these ridiculous goals, because then you're going to be disappointed. I'd like to be president of the United States by the time I'm 40. Oh, I didn't get it until I was 43. Are you disappointed now? Really? Is it horrible? No, I mean, if you like what you're doing, success will come. Don't follow the money. Find what you like to do, and if you're really good at what you do, you'll make some money at it. I mean, it's not the fact that you're better than everybody else. The fact that a lot of people are just crazy. I mean, I meet people all the time that have all these advantages, and they screw it up. Whether they have a beautiful wife, and what are you doing with the secretary? Or they're this, or they're drunk, or they don't make the. If you don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You just have to be the most committed person in the room, and you'll probably do okay. Maybe you'll be a huge success, but you probably will do okay. It's like show business. If you can stay in it for 7 years, you'll be successful. Most people can't make it to the 7 years. They're too drunk, they're too high, they're too straight, they're too gay, whatever the problem. Something keeps them from getting to the stage after a while. They get a little bit of success, so they party all the time, and then they look bad, and whatever. I mean, Lindsay Lohan, I close my, I knew Lindsay since she was 12. Most beautiful girl, freckles, terrific young actress. What are you doing? You know, I mean, it's sad. It's sad.
How old were you when you first figured out that you wanted to become a comedian?
Oh, well, see, I grew up in a town, although not like this, but similar in the sense that it's not a show business community. I grew up in a town in New England, and nobody knew anything about show business. It didn't seem like a viable, you know, if you live in Los Angeles, you meet 8-year-old kids that want to be lighting directors and ADs, and because their parents do that.
Right.
But where I grew up, I thought I would be, my dad was a salesman, and once a month my dad would put on like a funny little show in the office to motivate the other sales force. And I thought, oh, I'd probably do something like a car salesman where you kind of have to be a little bit funny or tell jokes. I was always good with that. So I didn't really think of it until I went to school in Boston and started doing, you know, Boston has hundreds of colleges with thousands of students with no money, willing to be entertained by people with no talent. So consequently, we could put on these little shows all over the place. And I thought, so I figured I would do it until I had to get a regular job. And luckily, I never had to get a regular job.
Well, that's all I have. Thank you so much.
That's all you got?
That's
all you got. All right.
Ask him what else he wants to add.
No, I don't want. You can ask me.
There you go.
You can ask me whatever
Where's
you want.
your, they probably get this all the time, but where's your car garage actually located?
Well, it's in California, in Burbank. Yeah, Burbank, California. Yeah, I'm doing a car show right now for CNBC, so that's kind of fun.
It's good.
Yeah, are you going into show business? What are you going to do?
I'm actually, I don't know, I'm a singer. I love to sing.
Okay.
I thought about it. I wanted to go on Broadway. I went
Yeah.
to Abilene Christian for a semester and then I had to leave because I couldn't pay for it anymore.
Oh, okay.
My sister graduated there with vocal performance. She was in many of the operas there.
Oh, okay.
But I actually had to take a semester back because of money. And then when I came to Midland College, I got offered by Bob to come write for the school newspaper. And I thought I wasn't a good writer until I started writing sports. And so I'm more of the sports and into
So you're
that.
going to be a writer or a singer?
I want to become a kindergarten teacher.
This is going to look like an edit. Oh, okay. So you don't want to sing anymore?
Well, I mean, if I get the opportunity to go out and do something
Well, you
like
don't.
that.
You don't get the opportunity. You
Right.
make the opportunity.
But, I mean, like singing the national anthem here and there, like I still love to sing.
Oh,
And,
well, that's good that you know.
right.
That you know that you want to be. I mean, the worst part is wanting to be a singer. Oh, I don't know. And then somebody was in your class, and then suddenly they're on some show or whatever. There's nothing wrong with going out and falling on your face. Because at least I tried. The worst part is wanting to do it, not doing it, and then seeing other people get the success you could have had. That's the part that drives you crazy. I mean, if you're happy with it, just singing occasionally, that's great. That's absolutely fine. But if you really want to do it, that's what you'd be doing. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You go to New York, you go to LA, you know, you live on top ramen for a couple of years and do that kind of stuff until you make it or don't make it. You know,
Right.
so.
Very, very quickly, most of them want to go in the media somehow.
Yeah? What are you going to do?
Filmmaking.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Director, writer, what?
Directing.
Okay. How about you?
I want to do filmmaking as well.
Yeah. How's that working out? You made some films?
We're actually editing our first short.
It's a horror show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a critique or is that an actual horror show? I mean,
They're getting ready to put.
oh, how many?
Actually, it is.
I know
They've often
critiquing it.
called me that.
At
I
moments,
know.
it seemed like that though.
Huh?
Yeah, it was just chaotic.
He's right.
I think I want to write for alternative music
Now
magazine.
you think you want to
I
write.
do.
But you can't think you want
Because I don't know if I want to do broadcast journalism. I could be on TV.
Oh. Yeah. Why couldn't you be on TV? You be on TV, sure. You write alternative reviews and things
Yeah,
like
like
that?
I've done interviews with some like metalcore singers and things like that.
Okay. How about you?
I want to be a publicist.
Oh, okay. So you write to a publicist.
I just want to be on the Ellen Show.
That's
That's all I want to be on.
Well, Alan's a good friend of mine. You never know. But, you know, if there's a director you like, write to that director, and you'll probably get an answer.
How's the new show going? Is it called The Garage? Or
No, Jay Leno's Garage, yeah.
Yeah, Jay Leno's
It's fine. We do it on the web now,
Okay.
and I'm going to do another version for
Yeah.
broadcast. Yeah.
That's great.
Show business is not that hard. It's tough,
It's a lot of waiting.
huh?
It's a lot of waiting.
Well, you make your own waiting. You know, I mean, I always meet people who go, "You can't get job without being in union, and you can't get in union without having a job. And I go, well then quit. You're right, it can't be done. It's
Well, no,
impossible.
if you,
Anything is
Yeah,
possible
quick
if you
group
want it.
of
I
four.
don't really know.
can you, okay.
I have a
Maybe use
question.
Joel's.
Yeah.
Was Marilyn Manson
Yeah,
nice?
doesn't matter.
Marilyn? Yeah.
You talking about the right Manson?
Are you a big Marilyn Manson fan? That's hilarious.
I walked into the. I
Is
walked,
he attractive?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's his camera.
Really?
Yeah.
She's gonna take a group picture of us.
oh,
And then after, please
Just
don't.
turn
I know
it
you've
on
been
for
signing stuff all day, but I
I
have
don't mind, whatever you
things.
want.
Okay, perfect.
Good job. You might get an A.
No, I might.
Oh, see now the confidence shows through.
After interviewing Jay Leno, I'm gonna get a picture of all of y'all with Jay.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what we want to
we'll make sure to put the furniture back too.
do. Don't take it with you.